Hello gang, how are you doing? It's Sunday afternoon, the 20th of June, and I'm off to the cinema. I'm off to see The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, I have to think of the title, starring Samuel L. Jackson, Ryan Reynolds, Salma Hayek, and Morgan Freeman. I'm nipping off to a 3:30 screening. Now, I was attracted to this one by the trailer, which I saw online YouTube a couple of weeks ago. Hadn't seen the first one, so obviously I tracked down the first one on Friday night, thoroughly enjoyed it. Just mad, nonsense action film. Not exactly a work of cinema art, but just good fun. And that's what I'm in the mood for at the moment. So I'm going to take a trip to see the second one to see if it keeps up the standard, whatever you think of the standard. And we shall chat once I've seen the film. So I will see you shortly. Hello, right, as you can see, I've arrived at the cinema. I'm smiling because it's the third time I've tried to film this. I keep clicking the camera off and I should be clicking it on, but there we are. I'm a Luddite at heart. So yeah, I'm at the cinema, ready for my film. I got me fairly healthy snack, because I'm back on my health and fitness campaign, a bit too jowly lately. And I've been doing my walks and things, so I've got to get back out there and get my body moving. So I thought before I go in the cinema, I'll just have a quick few words with you about what's coming up this week on this here channel. There will be a couple of unboxings. I know unboxings are very popular, like them or loathe them. People do seem to like watching things being taken out of boxes. So I'll be doing a bit of that. There's a Doctor Who unboxing coming up on the weekend. If you're a Who fan, you'll know what you'll probably know what that is. And there'll be a film review of In the Earth, the new Ben Wheatley film, which I'm hoping to catch up with very soon. That should be up in the next couple of days. And any other odds and sods. So, thank you to anybody who's subscribed over the last couple of weeks. I've noticed I've picked up a few new subscribers. So thanks for that. I'm very grateful for anybody who, puts up looking at my mug and listen to me drivelling on. So yeah, if you do like this sort of content and you stumbled across this, my name is Paul Matt. This is my world of stuff. Please like and subscribe. There is a subscribe button there or somewhere. So subscribe and watch out for stuff that comes up. As and when. So anyway, I'm off to see me film, and I will report back as and when in a couple of hours. So please stay safe until then.
2 hours later.
Okay, I'm out from my screening of The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Got to take my snack in, which is a bit silly of me. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I mean, that was perfect, stupid, utterly mindless. Sunday afternoon entertainment. Big, bold, confident, very adult action-adventure film. It sort of reminded me that this time of, it had sort of Bond elements to it, because it's got a supervillain who's got a devious plan to destroy, or to bring Europe to his knees. Yeah, I thought it was great fun. I mean, I think plot-wise, it's very similar to the last one in that there's a sort of a race against time at the end of the film. In the first one, you might recall, there's the race against time to get Samuel L. Jackson's character, Darius Kincaid, to a court in The Hague where he's giving evidence against a criminal. In this one, there's a race against time to stop this virus being introduced to the European data line, basically presumably the internet. But it's got all the usual beats that we remember from the first film. We start off with Michael Bryce, who is Ryan Reynolds' character. He's suffering from trauma from the events of the previous film, and he's lost his bodyguard license, and he's having these recurring dream. He's advised by his therapist, played by the brilliant Rebecca Front, to take a holiday. But when he goes on holiday, he's immediately thrust into chaos and confusion when he's recruited by Salma Hayek, who is Darius's wife, who tells them that he's been kidnapped, and he has to help her find him, which he does, and that eventually leads them into this ridiculous bloodbath of an adventure across Europe, to thwart the plans of Antonio Banderas' supervillain character. On the way, we meet up with Ryan Reynolds' father, who is played by a notable guest star, and that's quite a surprising moment. But all the way through it, you get the usual mix of extreme violence. I mean, as I said, it is a bloodbath. People are being shot right, left and centre. Well-staged fistfights, a couple of car chases. Nothing quite as spectacular as that incredible sequence in Amsterdam, with the car chase there, which was just astonishingly done. But there are some similar scenes in this one. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for those easily offended by inventive swearing, because I think every other word in the script is probably the MF word, which you would expect from Samuel L. Jackson, but it's bandied around with merry abandon in this. Salma Hayek gets a much bigger role in this film, and she's also pretty ripe. It's fun for what it is. It's not going to be one of the films of the year. It's not going to be on top of anybody's list of top 10 films of the year. But it's an interesting, fun franchise. It's got that sort of Bondian flavour to it. And I think it's these films now raising the stakes in terms of what action films do. And they do make you realise that films like Bond really have to step up to the plate now to keep up to the sorts of action scenes that can be done fairly routinely. And I imagine most of this is sort of physical stuff as well. It doesn't seem to be a massive amount of CGI, but then these days it's hard to tell. Globe-trotting, spectacular sights. I mean, there's not a lot you can say about a film like this, because it is what it is. You go in for a lot of violence, a lot of swearing, and a paper-thin plot that does the job. Great fun. Whether it's as good as the first one, I don't know. The first one was very similar, possibly had a slight edge on it, but very confident performances, and you've got a cast here who are obviously getting on very well and having a great time. So it's hard to fault it from that point of view. Cinema purists will sniff at it. People who don't like extreme violence and swearing will sniff at it, but it's not meant for them. It's meant for people who like stuff like that, who like a bit of escapist entertainment, and it's a damn good bit of escapist entertainment. And it sort of sets up a third film, I suppose, which is probably going to come. So that's the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, and that gets from me a big old 7 out of 10. It's in your cinemas now, so go check it out. And that's me done for now. As I say, look out for more content later this week. Until we meet again, keep taking the stuff.